So, for those people who have the Skywatcher Evoguide 50AD, now this is a guide scope, so it's not a telescope, but it can be used as a telescope because it has ED glass, which is the same as a Skywatcher Evo Star 72. So, you need to add guiding as well to this. So, you may be saying to yourself, where do I add the guide scope? It doesn't have any guide scope foots and things like that. So the tip I'm gonna give you is you can make your own. You just need to buy a guide scope foot like this from AliExpress or something like that and do a small modification to it. Cut an aluminum plate as big. It should be big like this, something like that. It should be long enough so it will reach these two bolts and a bit longer. Drill 2 holes, so these 2 screws, which we are gonna fasten this with, will go through, and you need to drill, or you can also, if you are capable, drill a hole and tap it with appropriate screw threads, which will depend on what screw you have. In this case, I don't know what size it was, but I just found a screw laying in my toolbox. But you can also find an appropriate screw that will thread into this middle hole and thread it that way. But then you need to cut the fastener, which I have cut mine, so it will not interfere with the guide scope as it goes in. It needs to be flush here. So how I install it is remove these 2 fasteners. Just unscrew the bottom ones and then unscrew the screw. And don't worry, the telescope is not gonna fall out. Oops. Okay. As usual, one fell down. I'll position you a bit lower. Alright, now. Oh, before you need to install the foot, because then you won't have access. And you need to drill a hole, of course, here, so the screw goes in. So for this job, you need a drill and some fasteners. So I have tightened the screw with a screwdriver so it doesn't move around. Make sure it's straightforward. Don't put it at an angle. Doesn't have to be perfect, but make sure it's as straight as it can be. And now thread these 2 back in. This was a piece of aluminum that I cut with a grinder. Okay. Alright, secure. I'll turn it a bit because... Okay. Now, to show you that works. Sorry. In this case, I need to remove this back because with how I drill the bolts, it will not go in with one screw inserted. I'm tightening the guide scope inside the guide scope foot. I reinstall. Show you what I'm doing. I'm reinstalling the screw. It's a bit fiddly, but we'll get there. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna tighten the bottom nut. And it's a bit loose, so I'm gonna... Actually, I think I can tighten them a bit more, yes. So these have to be tightened down till the telescope stops moving. Okay. you can get pliers on here, which will make this job easier. And as you can see, for like $1 piece of aluminum and €3 guide scope foot, which will I put the links in the description for, we now have a guide there guiding the guide scope. You can attach a camera and stuff like that, and it's pretty light. This is the perfect wide field setup in my opinion. This is like they call it the cheap cat. It's like a cheap version of a rat cat. That's why they call it like that. Now, if you are concerned about cutting yourself, make the edges round and like grind these dull, which I have did. As you can see, I'm not cutting myself. These are dull. I have took my grinder and blunt the edges. So which obviously is best to do, because if you are at night and you bump into this, you will get cut pretty badly if you don't do this. So little tip is, when you cut this, either round the edges or at least run a cutting disc and blunt the edges so you don't get hurt. You need to be safe, of course, while doing this. And I recommend this guide scope as Vbonius V165, which is perfect for this. It only weighs about 300-400 grams. It's very light. And I recommend the ZW178MC, or even the 120 will work. But the 178MC will work great for sure, because I have it. But the ASI 120 is cheaper and will work as well. And I hope you liked this hack, and if you like it, give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Cheers, guys.